Hello, I'm Kyle Loxton, joined by Kyle, and you're now listening to the SoulInsights Podcast. Let it rain, be the forecast. C&K coming through with a new broadcast. UK raised at a show on the dog tag. Everything changed, but we always stay on track. Straight face in the place, yeah, I'm on that. Every week a new episode on tap. Same phase, new pace, better contact. Socials, SoulInsights Index, we follow that. Follow that. Follow that. Follow that.
Hello and welcome to the SoulInsights Podcast. I'm Kyle Loxton, joined by
Kyle.
And we're reviewing another album this episode.
N-Dubz, Timeless. I think that's what it's called, isn't it?
Is it going to be timeless? We will decide.
Useless, maybe.
Are we doing a music recommendation? We may as well do it.
We'll do that when we get into the album, I think.
Because it'll be a song from that.
Yeah. And anybody watching, it's a bit Jesus mode because we're recording at a different time of day. And there might be tractor sounds because tractor balance.
Yeah. Merry Christmas t-shirt.
And yeah, Merry
Visually,
Christmas. Clearly we had this album many months ago. We recorded it at Christmas.
Exactly.
And he's not just wearing a Christmas t-shirt in August, is he? No, definitely not.
Well,
right.
It's on that side of the year now.
Game recommendation, so Viewfinder.
Right.
You would have seen what it is, at least. That thing where you see a picture and you have to line the picture up or something, and then you walk into that picture and you do the same thing again. So it looks pretty cool. I haven't actually played it, and I don't know if I will, but it just looked cool, so just tell people about it.
Yeah.
The film, so there's quite a few coming out. This is one that's coming out at the end of the month that not many people probably know about. Slaughterhouse.
No, yeah, I think you sent.
About a killer sloth, basically. So, it looks jokes. I think it's out at the end of the month, so 30th of August, maybe.
We'll not be watching that. Is it from the same...
I will be. Jokes.
Wasn't the directors from the same... Something else?
Yes, but I can't remember what.
There's another film as well, the Talking Dog film.
Yeah, whatever the Talking Dog film with Jamie Foxx is.
And Will Ferrell.
And Will Ferrell, yeah.
It's like an adult Talking Dogs film.
Yeah. So that looks pretty cool as well. Yeah, that's that, so... I don't have a TV one, just say The Office, the US Office.
Oh, yeah, still go for it.
Simpsons, South Park, anything like that.
Okay. We're doing Dexterity of Obscure Sorrows by John Koenig. Chapter 4, Faces in the Crowd, catching glimpses of humanity from a distance, and the word is Lumus.
And this is likely to last about 20 minutes.
I won't read it too quick, to be fair. So, it is the poignant... What? The poignant humanness beneath the spectacle of society. Your culture never really leaves you. Its rhythms are encoded in your heartbeat. Its music embedded in the sound of your voice. Its images make up the raw material of your wildest dreams, your deepest fears, even your attempts to rebel against it. So it's hard not to get swept up in the spectacle of it all, absorbing its stories and values and symbols until you no longer question their importance. It's as if there's a circus whirling around you all the time, so overwhelming that you keep forgetting it's there. But there are still moments when you manage to tune out the fanfare, taking time in nature, in solitude, or in some other culture entirely, getting away long enough so that when you return to normal life again, you're able to look around with fresh eyes and see how abnormal it really is. You take in all the scenes and sideshows happening around you. It doesn't quite feel like reality anymore, more like the world building of a fantasy novel. You have no idea who came up with this stuff, but you can't help but be impressed by their tirelessness, dedication to fleshing out even the most mundane details. The vaunted marble halls of politics and business and religion and the arts, each buttressed, don't know that word, by its own rules and standards and practices, booming with the echoes of a billion conversations that everyone seems to take so very seriously. Rituals of status and fashion, the mythology of the markets, pop culture think pieces, and waves upon waves of breaking news. You wonder how you ever managed to get so invested, following all these stock characters and all their little dramas and debates. Who said what to whom? What does it all mean? What will happen next? You're struck by how arbitrary and provisional it all feels. Though it has all the weight of reality, you know it could just as easily have been something else. You realise that all of our big ideas and sacred institutions were designed and built by ordinary human beings, soft-bellied mammals, who shiver when they're cold, dance around when they have to pee, and lash out when they feel powerless. So much of our culture exists because someone was hungry once, someone was bored, someone was afraid, someone wanted to impress a mate, prove someone wrong, or leave their kids a better life. The circus is so big and bright and loud, it's easy to believe that there's the real world, that you live somewhere outside it, but beneath all these constructed ideas There is a darker heart of normalcy, a humble humanness that powers the whole thing. We're all just people. We go to work and play our roles as best as we can, spinning our tails and performing our tricks, but then we take off our makeup and go home, where we carry on with our real lives. None of us really know what is happening, what we're doing, where we're going, or why. Still, we carry on, doing what we can get through it. Even the roar of the city can sometimes feel like a cry for help. Inevitably, within a few days or weeks at most, you'll find yourself getting swept right back into the big show, even though you know it's all just an act. That's perhaps the most amazing thing about society. Even if none of us fully believe in it, we're all willing to come together and pretend we do, doing our parts to hold up the tent, if only so we can shut out the darkness for a little while and offer each other the luxury of thinking that little things matter a great deal. We know it's all so silly and meaningless, and yet we're still here, holding our breath together, waiting to see what happens next, and tomorrow we'll put ourselves out there and do it all again. The show must go on. It's a well cool word, to be fair.
I hope you understood that, because
it's getting lost in the
lost me.
Cycle of society. So, yeah, we might move out and move to a city, give it a couple of weeks, we've fallen into it, used to it.
Right, okay.
Where you go travelling and you find that everyone's living their lives that's so different to you. You get fascinated by it because it's so different to the society you're used to. And then you come back and notice the little differences more because you've changed, you've seen more.
Right,
rather than the normal cycle of shit that you've seen.
Yeah.
Because you've seen more, things don't connect. But it goes on like that. Everyone doesn't know what we're doing, but we're all in it together, making something work. So that's what it's pretty cool. It's like the realization of that.
At least you've got an understanding of it.
It's like, yeah, moving out, give it a couple of weeks. Like getting a new job, give it a month, you'll still be dreading waking up going to it.
Yeah, even though it's completely different.
Yeah, you're just used to the cycle of that shit rather than the other shit that you've done. So
Sound.
Maybe it's a bit depressing, but that's why the main goal is to do your own thing, hopefully.
Is to put one between the eyes.
Leave society.
Exactly. Right.
Cocktail we're leaving, because that was a bigger one. It's the main topic.
So, N-Dubz, timeless.
Timeless.
Right, let's literally go, big question. General thought. Did you like it, yes or huh?
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Did you like it, yes or no, and then we'll do the favourite song.
I did like it.
Okay, so I'll say the same. It was an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, exactly. No skips,
okay.
I wouldn't say first time round.
No skips first time round because you don't know what they are. But the second time, I would just skip interlude because I can't see the point in listening to it.
Just her trying to sing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So other than that, yeah, it's fine, I think.
I said to you, it was a good listen as an album. Like you said, I'm not too sure one song kind of stood out.
No.
It kind of all just was an album.
Blended in.
Yeah.
So we'll go more into that in a sec.
Yeah.
So if we do both, do you want to put both favourite songs on?
No, just do the
playlist?
one, whatever it is.
Okay, so Real, which I think you said you liked anyway, didn't you?
Okay, it's part of mine, yeah.
So it's probably my favourite one, Real.
Okay.
Although it might change, I don't know, because I've
It's
been
good.
listened to about 4 times.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, yeah, it's up there. So mine was Vendetta was 3, Real was 2, and then Play Your Part was 1.
Oh, Play Your Part was going to be my best one, but then after listening a few times, I changed my mind to Real. So my top 3, in no particular order, is Trust No One, Real, and Play Your Part. So Trust No One's probably going to be the third. So it's probably Trust No One 3, Play Your Part 2, and Real 1. But it was Play Your Part was the first one that stood out mostly in the first play.
We'll chuck Real on. So Real was going to the SI Pod playlist on Spotify.
Sound.
Might as well. Because I did say Vendetta reminded me a lot of Best Behaviour. How that played. Got me on your best behaviour.
Whoa.
Because you said you're comparing it to like their old sound, isn't it? But I wouldn't say it's so different to their Love, Live, Laugh, Life, whatever album. It's quite similar.
It's nowhere near as good.
No, because you still got the Skepta song in that, isn't it?
So Alive is probably my favourite song.
But Girls, it's a bit different. You can tell each song's a bit different, isn't it?
Yep.
But I still think it's along those vibes.
So it still feels like an N-Dubz album, but it's just evolved, I'll say.
Yeah.
Because the way they play off each other, and it's always obviously Tulissa doing the chorus, and then Phaser has his little 2-second cameo each time. It's still like the way it's put out there still feels like it's N-Dubz, but it's evolved and it's not what it used to be. So if that brings me on to the next question, was it worth the 13-year wait? So 2010 was their last album.
I don't know, because I was probably happy with them just as they were. Didn't need them to reunite, technically.
Right.
Even though it was insane seeing them.
It was cool to actually see them, yes.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see where they go with it, with their direction. Whether coming back was maybe too controversial, maybe like you said, the people not feeling it. But I'm excited to see whether they run off whatever energy they run off, to be honest.
So I'd say yes and no. So it was cool to hear, like, it's cool for them to be making music again. Like,
yeah.
I used to spam the shit out of them, so it's nice to hear them again and be able to play them again, and now go back through their old stuff, even though I always do anyway. And also no, because it's not what it was.
Yeah.
And would it have been one of those things, like I always say, that was better in the past and should have been left in the past? As you've just said, did they need to get back together? Kind of thing. But in a way, yeah, just the fact that we got to go and see them is, yes, it's good that they did get back together.
Yeah, because it's cool that they're so close, aren't they? I guess those three are close-knit. So it's cool that
they're family, aren't they? So
they're kind of like just together again.
Yeah.
Just doing whatever they want to do. So it's cool on their aspect of it.
This one kind of got answered earlier. So would any of them make your playlist?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So I don't really have a playlist. I just kind of go through phases of listening to artists, or like put my entire phone on random and then it just plays. So I wouldn't put it on if I had my favourite songs playlist, I don't think anything would go on there.
If they did like This Is N-Dubz on Spotify, you know, they curate like a playlist of all their stuff. If it happened to be on there, I wouldn't skip it. Like I'd just play that playlist. So it'd make like an N-Dubz playlist, but it would make my personal one, I wouldn't say.
Yeah. But one thing I will say then is, because on Apple Music you get a little star next to the more popular ones. So it is The Streets,
okay,
The Ick, which the name put me off anyway. Believe Me Now, Vendetta, and Real.
All right.
So
The Streets is quite cool. That did, when I first heard it, that stood out to me the most. But then I looked at the lyrics and said, yeah, the D is good, but you're just for this. I'm not going to sit there shouting that. So.
Intro and Play Your Part stood out because it sounds like, I don't know the fucking difference between drill and grime. But it sounds like it's like that type of beat. Yeah. I'd say it's like a drill beat, so it stood out to me instantly. 'Cause first thing I said to you after a few songs was, this sounds like drill or grime, whichever one it is.
Yeah,
fucking difference.
Drill's got like the harsh kicks.
So it's probably that then. That's probably
like
what I mean, drill.
Little lurky bass, yeah.
So yeah,
and grime's a bit like, pow, into the beat.
So Lethal Bizzle. Yeah. My only other thing is ranking the project. So you've got some lyrics that you'd like to go through.
Yeah.
And then we'll do ranking it and just any general thoughts we have on the actual subject.
Would you rate Phaser coming in for his little 2-second thing, yeah?
It's cool to hear him. It's a shame he's not in it more.
Did he help produce it, do you know?
That's one. I'd imagine so, because that's what he does, isn't it?
Yeah.
He does the beat producing.
I recken he helps on the piano and stuff. I reckon he played that, to be honest. He came in on Habibti was his best.
Habibti.
Like how he comes in on that is sick. But even though he says like 4 lines, but it's cool how he comes in.
Yeah, but that's Phaser, isn't it? You've got to keep it similar.
Yeah, no, it's not too many.
Do you know what songs each of these are from as well or not?
Might do. This is Play Your Part. So it's Dappy when he first appeared. I spent so much time trying to build a connection, an arm and a leg just to get some affection. Remember when your life weren't going so well, spun it in a whole different direction. You know I find it hard to conduct myself sometimes, but you want to exploit that. Hence why I only talk on the beat. And when you've got enough chat, I play dumb and avoid that. But I like, hence why I only talk on the beat. Like, I don't say anything. The only time I'm going to say is on a song. That's sick. I relate to that, to be honest. It's like, I don't need to say it to anybody. But in a music, just listen to that song. And if it's directed to you, then listen to it,
if it's directed to you, then fuck you.
But that, like, it's not, like I said, it's a little bit more deep, that one. And like the play on words, spent so much time trying to build a connection, an arm and a leg, just to get some affection. It's cool. Cool. This is Phaser's intro one, and that one it says, hey, calm down, it's just a little infidelity. You said you're serious, never knew the severity. Keep stressing about something that will never be. Sorry for never reciprocating the energy. So that's cool, isn't it? Just how he comes in, slaps that. And then when I needed you to listen, went through one ear, then out. You never want to work shit out, too busy doing up Barbie.
Yeah, I mean, especially for the type of, no offense to anybody, I'm going to say, to the type of people that probably listen to it as well. And you even say to Lisa, like, that is what it is, isn't it? So
yeah, it's proper Dappy vibes, that.
Making you look like how do I look kind of thing, isn't that?
Yeah. So it's kind of like you don't care what I'm trying to say to you or like my feelings. You just care about your image.
Yourself.
Yeah. You care about your image too much. Like, do you look good in this? And I was like, well, I'm dying here.
So no, you don't. And I've got an arrow through my forehead, so I don't really care anyway.
Yeah. Just do the best that I can. Sometimes if it don't go to plan, wish I had someone who understands my frame of mind.
Kind of similar as well, isn't it? Like,
it's quite good. Like, it's a little bit deep, isn't it, for N-Dubz as well? Seeing as what was that review? I was just like,
jokes.
Shank and twist.
The shit out of it. Yeah.
Mental. We were raised on a curb where we got no words. More time they leave our brains on it. But then I know I might have been distant for time, only one to see the truth deep beneath all the lies. But that though, raised on a curb, more times they leave our brains on it.
Curb stomped.
Mad, no. But like, yeah, raised in like, council estate sort of thing, isn't it, I guess. You thought I was going through a crisis. I'm a female boss and the status is timeless. I don't care about a drip or the biceps. You ain't even got a crib or a license. So again, care about your image.
Yeah.
A lot of it's down to that. You just care about you and your image. You don't care about all of the sentimental stuff that you have. Like, oh, you can't drive. Like, grim. Don't have a house.
You can't chauffeur me around. Ugh.
That's
you
it.
live in a cardboard box. How dare you?
So the vibe I got was a lot like you care about your image more than like what I actually care about, which I feel like quite a lot of artists will go down. Like, you start off with all the imagery and all that shit, but the truth is kind of like, do you actually feel okay yourself?
It's all about like women and relationship stuff as well, which I think that's what N-Dubz are like anyway. Like, a lot of their stuff is like that anyway. Like, probably most of it actually.
Cheating on you and like shouting in the driveway and stuff like that. Like,
yeah,
that gives me the ick, like that sort of vibe. Like, if you live in like an estate and you're just hearing everyone's fucking life stories through the window, like, shout.
You can hear everybody saying everything to anybody.
I'm not a fan
jokes
of
and that.
Not a fan. I'll go around with these headphones on.
Right, so I'll ask you then. Okay, so what would you rank? How would you rank the 4 projects?
Go through the 4 projects?
So I will tell you in order of when they came out, okay? So Uncle B, Against All Odds, Love Live Life, and Timeless.
Probably bottom.
So, order. 4 to 1.
Top, 4 to 1. So Timeless.
Yeah.
Then probably...
so number 3.
Uncle B. Maybe.
Okay. Number 2.
Love Live Life or something. And then Against All Odds. Number 1.
Now.
What?
What's that?
Uncle B's good though. But Against All Odds has got bangers.
Yeah, but better not waste my time.
I know. I'm thinking of it, but Love Live Life's got like So Alive, and I played more on it, I think. When you think, but then your order is you played their old stuff, so I guess Uncle B and Against All Odds is yours.
Timeless number 4, Against All Odds is 3.
Oh, right.
Love Live Life is 2, purely because of So Alive, mostly. But then took it all away.
But then it's comfortable.
And then Uncle B is number 1.
Isn't Against All Odds got?
Yeah, it has, but...
So that was my favourite. I just played that a lot. So that alone, but it like what So Alive did for you for a thingy, I reckon that. Yeah, comfortable.
So, say It's Over, banger.
Playing with
I think
Fire.
that was on that, isn't it? Playing with Fire, yeah.
Number 1, obviously. That's like
they all are, to be honest. No one knows. Suck Yourself.
It's good.
They are. So I've put in my little notes. Tough between Love Live Life and Against All Odds. So I didn't know which way around to put them, and I put them that way purely because of So Alive.
Yeah.
So
it's hard.
It is difficult, but Uncle B's
the
top one. So fucking toot and boot it.
But like Girls and So Alive, yeah.
Morning Star, Cold Shoulder, all of them really.
Exactly.
Lovesick. I don't know, when Tulisa has a kind of standalone song, I don't really like them that much.
But then, like you said, like Timeless will grow, but I don't think it will overtake those projects. But I think the more you listen to it, the more you might get back into it. But
first listen, I thought this all sounds the same, and then second listen, I was like, and then third listen, I was like, okay, it's getting better. And then I left it a couple days and listened to it again today, and it had grown on me a lot. Like, okay, it's actually like I actually enjoy this. Like
some are catchy. Like Charmer didn't even make it. I thought Charmer was like a little sneaker.
Just like kind of like their little.
But February,
we're back.
Was quite a lot of. Vibes,
I like that song, so that was top 5 February.
Yeah,
February and Vendetta were 4 and 5.
They
in
look
my
fire
books,
in
but
that
I don't know which one.
Cover art as well,
blue
to be honest.
Outfit.
And like Daffy in his coat, look, it gives off a certain vibe, doesn't it?
JK attire. Use code.
It does look like it.
Use code.
Chiron.
Chiron
for
my name. Whatever it is. Is it like a creator code, or is it a percentage off code? Or
Both.
10% off or something.
Yeah,
maybe. JK attire.
So February, and then like even the ick, like
not
you
a paid
said.
Sponsor.
It sounds good though. Like if that played live, it'd probably be quite cool. I wouldn't choose to listen to it. Like I like the little vibe of it though. So
yeah, it's catchy, but yeah.
What they're talking about is like the ick, isn't it? I just think it's
just
very childish
term.
So I just I don't really like that. The word gives me the ick. People use the word give me the ick.
I have 2 facts. I can't even remember what they were. And then I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna ask you a question that's gonna be jokes. Okay.
Okay. What about the album?
So. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So N-Dubz first got together in 2000, but they didn't actually release anything until 2006. And
what they say in their lyrics, I've been dropping hits since 2006.
Their debut single, Better Not Waste My Time.
See? And it's banging that.
N-Dubz have won 4 Mobo Awards. Best Newcomer in 2007, Best Album for their debut album Uncle B, and Best Act in 2009. Okay, yeah, that same one. And Best Song in 2010 for the song Playing with Fire. Which all makes sense, to be fair. Like
that period is like, they did come through pretty quick.
2007 to 10, yeah. So, obviously, that's when their 3 albums were, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, like, from listening to Timeless, I wouldn't be able to say that's what your view of N-Dubz is. You have to listen to their old stuff.
Definitely.
Isn't it? If that was your first impression of N-Dubz,
you probably wouldn't.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I don't know if you. We wouldn't, but again, are we stuck in the past?
But then I'd like to, maybe you had a memory wipe and you try and go back to their old stuff. You don't like it. It's just a bit too, isn't it? It's just
a bit
like
too weird. Like yeah.
Because it's very N-Dubz, their old stuff, isn't it? Like that new album, you could probably compare it to a lot of other mainstream stuff. Sometimes I think, like you said, it still gave off a little N-Dubz essence, but if you listen to their old stuff, like that's N-Dubz, I think.
Better, yeah. So we recommend listening to older stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, always. Right.
Always. Yeah. It's when they have the hungry energy, though, isn't it? Once you've made it and you start chatting random pointless shit.
Yeah. So,
really.
Dappy standalone career then. Tulissa,
she had a standalone.
Nobody
likes.
Songs. Yeah, I know.
She had
but
that one with Tiger,
knows,
wasn't it?
Do they? So.
One with Tiger. Phaser's standalone career. That Killer is
that was
song
a banger
slapped.
song. Yeah, but then he just disappeared off the face of the earth, didn't he?
He must have gone into produce. I don't know what happened to him. I'm not going to say.
Tulissa getting rinsed by Gary Barlow on X Factor.
She had a bit like a big standalone career move.
She did, just because she was on X Factor. I think that's why she was as known.
But Dappy as a standalone artist was actually quite good.
I liked him. So all of his Tarzan stuff.
But his album,
No Regrets album. Yeah.
Is it No Regrets album? Is it?
I think it's called No Regrets. The one with No
Regrets.
Like
Yin Yang. Like that was a song slapped. I like that song.
Bring It Home. IOU.
Benny Banks.
Fuck You.
Tarzan,
Then Trill and Straight Facts for Fire. There's a little period in between that we didn't really like, but when he came back with Straight Facts and Trill,
Straight Facts, insane.
2 banger songs, yeah. So
yeah,
it was cool as a standalone artist. Phaser could have been, but yeah, he disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know what
we think he did. He might have carried on. Who knows? We just stopped paying attention to him.
So, like you said, it'd be interesting whether they collectively come back together and do like a Tarzan again and stuff like that. Like he just mugs off the industry. Yeah. I can imagine him going off on one again, to be honest.
Well, yeah, he did go off on one, didn't he? He went mental brain.
Tarzans do, though. Tarzan's savage.
I just meant him in general.
Right.
His life in general just went downhill, didn't it? And he's obviously got it back together.
Well, like you said, his best song, the Tarzan 2.5. Versace one. Versace. The kids want a bike. It's only right that I bring back a...
Nonce. Right, so my question, because we reviewed it last week, although fuck knows what order these podcasts are coming out in, so, jokes.
Everywhere.
Is Utopia or Timeless?
Utopia.
Reasons behind?
I liked it. I quite like
you
Utopia.
liked the N-Dubz one as well. Yeah. So what makes...
Utopia I played more, though. Like, I keep going back to that in the car and that. Utopia, yeah.
So what makes you pick out Utopia over Timeless?
It's probably just had another week to settle. So I guess it's kind of like... don't know. I guess I can see me playing Utopia more than Timeless.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know why. I just can see that. I like Travis Scott's take on things.
Right.
Whereas, like you said, N-Dubz kind of merges into one. I did get that vibe when you said it as well. Whereas there are a few songs on Travis Scott that I'm quite liking. To be honest, it's grown. I think it's because it's different.
Okay, so what was your favourite N-Dubz song? This one?
I'll play your part.
So Play Your Part or Hyena.
See, I would say Play Your Part though. Wouldn't you say? But then Travis Scott, I liked the album. There was another song on Travis Scott that I like more.
I'm literally... Well, you put Hyena as your favourite one last week. So.
Yeah, at the same time, yeah. It's probably changing now.
Yeah, I know. I expect everything to change all the time as well, to be honest.
Like the Meltdown song with Drake, that's grown on me a little bit.
Yeah.
But people are starting to play it more, so I don't know whether because you get locked in the... I don't know.
Locked in the cycle.
Don't know, to be honest.
But... So I'd only say N-Dubz will get played more as my favourite because it's N-Dubz. I'm not too bothered about Travis Scott, and I haven't listened to that album since release day, and I don't plan on ever listening to it again, really, unless the songs randomly come on my phone on shuffle, in which case I won't skip them because the album was a good album. But N-Dubz is just N-Dubz for me. So
yeah, they're both pretty cool. Like you said, whether they fizzle out.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens. Like you said, what's next? Drake? Is he the next one in the batting line?
I don't know. There's too many fuckers.
For the dogs. I'm looking forward to that. Actually.
Turn into a bloody album review podcast.
Will be, unless you think of something, because you can review games and stuff. I would just do albums. So I think it'd be quite cool, especially it's like if you haven't really checked out the artist and you might like it. It's quite a cool thing then for me to say to you, like, oh, recommended an album you actually quite liked it.
Yeah, that's when you have to pose questions for me and I can answer off of I'm only ever listening to this artist for the first
exactly
time,
and then you can just say compared to your old stuff you can't actually link it. So imagine if you were new to N-Dubz, like you wouldn't know anything about it, and then you can actually get like an honest review of Timeless where it's like, what did you actually think of it, instead of we're just comparing it to their old stuff and we like their old stuff. Same with Travis for me, really. Well, obviously, but you're new to Travis and you didn't really listen to him. But you obviously knew the old big ones. The problem is he's been hyped up so much that gave me high expectations, and then when I heard it and it didn't stand out to me, it kind of made me think like, oh, okay, what's all the hype He's hyped up for one of the best rappers of our generation.
Why?
It's good, isn't it? You got Kendrick as well. He's still going, but I think Travis could run with it.
Depends what you call our generation. Like what age
range? The generation we are. Don't give a fuck. Don't know. So what are we?
Like, would like J. Cole...
We're not Gen Z though, are we?
Would like J. Cole be considered our generation?
Exactly.
Mac Miller.
Because they're still going.
Yeah. Eminem.
Yeah.
Eminem, greatest of all
Until
time.
they retire, I think they're still in the running.
So Eminem.
Isn't it?
Straight up, I'll just say
I'm pretty sure
first.
they're still in the running for, like, they're still active. So we still listen to them. And I don't know, what would you class the end of a generation?
I don't know. I don't understand how it works.
It?
Like... I all this Gen Z boomer,
because you could be a kid and your parents play you Tupac, so your rapper of your growing up generation is Tupac.
Yeah,
even though he wasn't around.
You could learn up with Frank Sinatra.
Yeah,
like
it's hard, isn't it?
But you could grow up with Baby Shark.
I think they're just going by the hype at this time, because obviously you said it's like how big he is and how he's just broken the internet.
There's 500 million sales,
stats-wise,
streams or whatever.
Yeah,
it's the biggest album release ever, I think. Look at us turned into a bloody Travis Scott thing now.
But he did say, like you said, of that stats alone, whether you like him or not, he is there.
Yeah, he's with such big names that it's going to be like that. And so I'm ashamed N-Dubz didn't have any features, to be honest.
Yeah,
could have quite liked to have like something on there, like I don't know,
an old school one. Imagine, like shit, yeah.
I don't know, like Mr. Hudson, if you see.
Tinchy came back.
Mr. Hudson is still alive because he came out at the tour.
That would have been pretty cool. Or Skepta again, like just an old school like feature would have been sick.
Let's get a British boy, fucking Bugsy Malone or something. Get something new that they haven't had before. Yeah. Or Stormzy, get him on the track.
Well,
Stormzy on the track. Yeah.
We'll have to do some more review things. I quite like it. I mean, like you said, albums easy because there's always releases coming out every Friday.
Yeah, games would be a bit more difficult, and so would films, because I think it's difficult to talk about one set thing for that long, and especially if we haven't played it on the actual release day.
Yeah. There's a couple films, like Saw would be funny.
Yeah. Albums, we both go to work and listen to it all day and then review it after. So that's easy enough.
Yeah,
something like a film, you have to wait until you can see it, and then you have to sit down and figure out stuff.
Yeah.
You can't go back to
music
things,
can just be off your general first impression, and then it could grow on you. Especially like this time next week, you might go, actually, I quite like it.
Or like, actually, that was shit.
And I haven't actually put it back in rotation.
Yeah, that's probably going to be the case, to be honest.
Yeah. What would you say is the best album so far? I think Hope is still there.
What, this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bearing in mind, College Park came out this year as well.
See, that's disappeared for me.
It kind of has for me as well.
Even though it's still
I'm quite sad where I ranked that in correlation to some of his other stuff. I feel like College Park was not a top 3 album now from him.
I'm trying to go through.
Like we said, everything grows, doesn't it? But No Pressure would overtake it.
Again, is that style like caught in the old Logic days, isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't call No Pressure the old Logic days, because that's since he's had his kid. So that's quite like recent, really.
I've still got College Park on here. Like I would still play it. It's just I don't choose to.
Hope though.
Hope's still there.
Hope goes regularly on, to be honest.
Like you said, hopefully we actually will.
Hopefully
see him, and fuck's sake. Yeah. And then Take Me Back to Eden by Sleep Token as well. I'd recommend that album. Whether you like rock music.
Sleep Token. No, okay. I just realised what you said.
Yeah, rock music. It's
not
good
one
album,
for me.
Yeah, they're different band. But yeah.
Right. Have we got new music or
not? Realised. I didn't write any down. I'd say like just N-Dubz. Did anything come out on the Tirade playlist?
I've got, so you got 777 by Simpra, however the fuck you say his name.
Sampra, I think.
Young Gravy, BBNO, Freddie Dredd and Baby Gravy, Nightmare on Peachtree Street, Easy Mill and Eminem Realist, Denzel Curry, Ice Cold Zell Freestyle, Wiz Khalifa, Hype Me Up, High Res and Futuristic, Shut Up. And that's all I've actually saved. I did. There was some other stuff, but I deleted it because I didn't want to listen to it again. So that's only the stuff that I've kept on my phone.
I've got the New Music Friday. I'll quickly just say some that are coming out. So Georgia Smith, Go Go Go, Doja Cat, Paint the Town Red, Swedish House Mafia, Ray of Solar, James Arthur, Blindside, Stormzy, Angel in the Marble. I would say them. Check them out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. I have got. It's not a joke. It's a riddle.
Okay,
so see if you can figure out the answer. I will allow time for anybody else to be able to figure it out. I have a back, but I'm not a camel. I can be sat on, but I'm not a horse. I sometimes have arms, but I don't have hands. What am I?
A human.
Well,
a disfigured human.
Okay, so appropriate time. A quadruple amputee.
So I was right.
So it's kinda.
Come on.
But humans do have hands.
Well, they can't
in the generic sense. Yeah, but you said a human, so I don't have hands, but humans do. That's why you have to specify.
No, keep it broad.
Quadruple amputee.
Broad.
So jokes. Yeah, there we go.
Done. That the joke?
What were your thoughts on Jesus Mode video at the moment?
N-Dubz timeless. Was it timeless?
Was it timeless? Will it last you a time that's less? Or will it last you a time that's more?
Find out.
Thank you for listening to another episode. You can find us on all streaming platforms under the SoulInsights Podcast. Please leave us a rating and review. Check out our socials, CSI Index,
TikTok and Instagram,
the SoulInsights Index,
YouTube,
SoulInsights.